Take a look at the person next to you. Say God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, 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 we come together. In the name of love, we come together, 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 we come together. In the name of love. Now look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together, 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 we come together. In the name of love, we come together, 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 we come together. In the name of love, from every walk of life, every walk of life, every creed and color, every creed and color, in kinship we unite. In honor of the God in each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, namaste, I bow to you. I feel the love in the sanctuary. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. We come together. We come together.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Unity of Springfield. We're going to start the service off. Well, we probably need to round up some more people right now. They're all visiting in the hall. But we're going to sing a song this morning. It's number 40 in the Blue Book, and it's called Thank You for This Day, number 40.
Thank you for this day, this healing, this healing, this healing day, this healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. This glorious, this glorious, this glorious life. This glorious, this glorious, this glorious life. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day.
Thank you, Charnel and Alyssa. As a part of our connection to the greater unity movement, we connect and hold individual ministries in prayer each week. And this week, we hold all ministries in the state of Pennsylvania. Let's just close our eyes for a moment. Imagine this state of Pennsylvania. Perhaps you visited there on a trip. I remember speaking there once at a church near Harrisburg. So we think of that church and the many others, all the way from Philadelphia area all the way to Pittsburgh, and we just see these ministries being blessed with all that they need to share their mission of love and support to their congregations. And we expand our prayer thought beyond just this one place on earth to the entire planet. And we see it as a vibrant, glowing, beautiful home for billions of people just like us. And we are thankful for this place that we live and for everyone in it. Thank you, God. Amen. And now we have our platform assistant, Chris Smith, coming to share our announcements today.
Welcome. We're so glad you are here. We extend a special welcome to those of you visiting today for the first time. On your way in today, you should have received a welcome packet. We also have a gift for you. Please see one of our greeters after today's service. Unity is a worldwide spiritual movement. We are an inclusive community, and we welcome all people. The Youth and Family Ministry is hosting Community Tech Connection Time today at 11:30 a.m. in the youth room. Everyone desiring assistance and support using our digital network is invited to join us. We will help you connect to our YouTube videos, Facebook page, and online giving. We will also share tips to help us expand our ministry using these resources. Reiki treatments will be offered after the service in the chat room. Use the sign-up sheet located in the foyer or ask any of our Reiki practitioners wearing an orange lanyard to receive a free 12 to 15-minute treatment. If you are number 1 and number 2 on the sign-up sheet, go to the chat room after the service to begin your treatment. Other participants, please continue to enjoy fellowship in Margaret Kane Hall until you are called by one of the practitioners. The 9 a.m. Spiritually Speaking class on Sundays is currently studying The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity by Catherine Ponder. Everyone is welcome to attend. Books are available from our bookstore. Tuesday at 11 a.m., Peggy Tell will host our Unity Prayer Service in Zoom. This is a space to support with prayer those on our prayer list, on our hearts, and in our community. Wednesday at 5:30 p.m., Karen Kelly will lead the gathering meditation via Zoom, creating a sacred space for quiet, introspective meditation. You are invited to participate in the monthly Healing Crystal Bowls meditation with Peggy Patty on Thursday, May 1st at 6 p.m. Immerse yourself in the soothing healing vibrations as we send harmony, peace, and balance into our community and into our world. Suggested love offering of $15. Unity's Abundance Sale is on Saturday, May 3rd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and we need volunteers and items to sell. If you're going to volunteer, you're welcome to come at 8 o'clock for setup and later for greeting buyers. And we'll accept household goods, books, and small items. And you can bring those the day of, which is probably easiest because then we only have to move it once. But earlier in the week, if that's what's necessary for your schedule, please, no big furniture or electronics. Join us next week after Sunday service for our monthly fellowship potluck and birthday celebration. Bring your favorite dish to share. The hospitality team will be providing baked ziti and a meat tray. All are welcome to join the Flute Circle with Dave Bell on Thursday, May 8th at 1 p.m. and held in the sanctuary. Beginners are encouraged to come as well. Pride Fest is coming Saturday, May 17th. Join in the fun. Plan to come out and visit Unity's booth. If you'd like to be part of the fun at our booth, find the sign-up sheet in the foyer or contact Sandy Shepard or Carol Strick for more information. Our Board of Trustees will be having their annual retreat in May, and input from the congregation is welcome. Share with the board your thoughts, hopes, and aspirations for the future of Unity of Springfield so that we can take your ideas into consideration during planning. Emails are sent out weekly that have information on current happenings and how to join in events. To sign up for our emails, ask a greeter for a yellow card to fill out, or visit our website to subscribe. Also, check out our website for up-to-date information at unityofspringfieldil.org. That's unityofspringfieldil, all lowercase, all run together, .org. We would like to give a special thank you to Tim Hinnenbree and Tina Loafman, our newest members of the Board of Trustees. Thank you for your commitment to serving our church community. Creating our lives and our world through the thoughts and beliefs we hold in mind is a spiritual principle we practice at Unity of Springfield. We also know this truth together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the source of all good. And now our Unity vision statement together. A world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. Our Unity mission statement, again together. We recognize God is love, individualized in all people. Therefore, we provide a positive environment for spiritual growth that empowers all to be God's love in the world. And our Unity Youth and Family Ministry affirmation, again together. Our youth and family ministry empowers the next generation with loving kindness and acceptance, creating a safe, sacred space for children, teens, and young adults to explore, discover, and experience spirituality. Well, Deb's recovering from some outpatient eye surgery, nothing serious, but she's resting this morning, so she's delegated to me the task of sharing with you today's daily word. And the daily word for today is freedom. And the affirmation is, spiritual living is my path to freedom. Looking back over the years, I remember the ways I have felt less than free. Maybe I felt limited because of my background or personal history, my education or career, or because of things others believed about me. Without even realizing, I may have taken on a limited view of myself and what was possible for my life. But discovering the truth of myself as a spiritual being, a beloved child of God, has healed my heart and freed my soul. My life circumstances are only part of my story. I am so much more than the sum total of my experiences. My freedom lies in God and in my understanding of myself as divine. As I grow in confidence, realizing I can change my life through the power of my thoughts, I grow more free. And from Psalms 119, verse 45, I shall walk at liberty, for I have sought your precepts. The daily word for today, again, is freedom, and let's read together the affirmation. Spiritual living is my path to freedom. Before we hear today's meditation and message from Reverend Alden, he will be performing special music for us.
High in this time, give it to me easy, and let me try with pleasured hands to take you to the sun, to promised lands, to show you everyone. It's the time of the season for loving. What's your name? Who's your daddy? Is he rich like me? Has he taken any time to show you what you need to live? Tell it to me slowly, tell you why. I really want to know. It's the time of the season for loving. What's your name? Who's your daddy? Is he rich like me? Has he taken any time to show you what you need to live? Tell it to me slowly, tell you why. I really want to know. It's the time of the season for loving. It's the time of the season for loving. Well, I want to thank everybody who makes this service possible today. And today, Gay Kick is off. And so we have Charnel. There you are. Thank you. And Alyssa for being our music staff. And Chris up here on the platform for Platforming and Daily Word. We send a lot of healing prayers to them. And in the back, we have a family affair in the technical booth there with Donna and Danny. And thanks to Becky and Chris Zelli for being our greeters today. And a big thanks always to Chris Farashon in Cincinnati, who is our administrative director and makes all these slides that we see up here. Welcome to everybody watching us on YouTube and Facebook. So let's take a moment to let go and let God. To let God and let go. As the great mystic Meister Eckhart wrote centuries ago. And so we enter into meditation with open hearts, open minds, open to the infinite flow of spirit. And to help us ease into that awareness, let us become aware of the flow of our breathing. Breathing in deeply, pausing, and then letting out the breath. Breathe in, and then exhale. And feel the breathing of the universe of spirit through each one of us. And when we can breathe in rhythm with the earth, with nature, with all that is, we could more easily feel and sense our oneness with the one source. And through this process, we feel ourselves expanding in awareness, expanding beyond the everyday aspects of life, the challenges to be dealt with and solutions to be found, the details of life that we all deal with. We let these go. And we do so realizing that all is working together for the greater good of not only ourselves, but everyone else. And this is more than simply an affirmation in the face of what we perceive as something else. It is the reality. It is the potentiality that is emerging in the affairs of our lives and others. The only way that darkness can be illuminated is not through more darkness, but through more light. And so it is this inner light of God, this inner glow of spirit, this radiance of the heart, that whatever it is that maybe we're dealing with within ourselves or in some aspect of our lives, it is through its blessing and exposure and input of light, of wisdom and intelligence and love that is bringing about what is the highest and best. And so we feel that truth. We feel it as a reality already being established. And we don't need to keep searching for answers here or there. It's right here. It's right now. And it is unfolding in a way that blesses everybody. And we grasp the idea that whatever blesses us, blesses others. That blessings for everyone is the reality of life. And to think otherwise is simply blocking the flow, misunderstanding the reality of life. For the creator of all life, however we understand that to be, is also life's sustainer. And so we accept, each one of us, the sustenance of spirit, the blessings of God. And our hearts are full of gratitude. And so for the next few minutes, let us sit in the quiet and calm and peace of this place or wherever we're experiencing this meditation. feeling ourselves open and ready and receptive to receive the good that is ours for a moment in the silence. From this calm, peaceful place in consciousness, we gratefully move from this time of meditation into an awareness of our immediate surroundings and into our lives as they unfold before us moment by moment. And we are thankful for this opportunity we've had to be here in this moment and to experience this time of meditation and inner reflection. And we give thanks in the name and through the power of the living Christ presence within us all. And so it is. Amen. Before I begin my talk, I want to say that my talk last week was quite unconventional. If you want to discuss it with me, I am open to that. My contact information is all over the church, on my card and on my door, and be glad to discuss it with you. Moving along, my talk today is called Fearless Prosperity. And it's a whole new series for the next 5 weeks. We're going to be exploring some of the ideas that are in this book right here called The Art of Abundance by Dennis Merritt Jones. He is a CSL minister, formerly religious science is what that was called. And he wrote a really cool book a few years ago that we're going to be using as our guide for the next 5 weeks. And you might wonder, well, why are you always giving these series on prosperity? I mean, we got prosperity up to here. We got a class on prosperity every Sunday morning. Why? Here's why. As I look out here, I see physical bodies, physical people, and to live in this world, on this planet, we've got to master the art of abundance all the time. It's just an ongoing thing. We're learning how to live in this world abundantly, confidently, dare I say, fearlessly. And not everybody does that. And sometimes even those of us who've been studying these principles for years, sometimes end up over here. And so we're going to look at these ideas as a reminder of the truth we already know and reaffirmation, or something perhaps new that we hadn't considered in our spiritual journey. Now, there are 10 rules that he talks about in his book. Since there's 5 Sundays, you can probably guess we're going to look at how many per Sunday. This is the answer. This is the American way. This is the European way, depending on how you like to count to. So let's get into the process here, starting with rule number 1. Be one with life. Be one with life. Well, what's that about? Well, the great poet, philosopher, Rumi, said the source is within you and this whole world is springing from it. Okay, there's a source within. We talk about the source all the time here, every Sunday. There's one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the source of all good. You know, that affirmation used to be, God the good, you remember what it was, right? I like the source of all good better. And another thing that Rumi also wrote, he said, the source is full and its waters are ever flowing. Do not grieve, drink your fill. Don't think it will ever run dry, this endless ocean. There are many people in society, in our world, who live with an underlying fear of lack, that there's not enough. There's insufficiency of resources. There's just so much. And there's just so much to go around, then you got to get while the getting's good, right? Better get the deal. You know, something goes on sale, like on some, the grocery store, and there's the, that rack you always go to see what's on it. And everything's marked down to 50 cents or $1, and there's like 16 of something. And there's that tendency to want to get all 16 because I don't want to run out. But then you got to think, well, if we have a universe that's always providing for us, maybe I could leave 14 or maybe even 15 others for somebody else to be sufficient. But there's this sense of having to stockpile material stuff just in case we need it. There's nothing wrong with having extra food in your house. Or maybe we don't spend money on something because something might happen. So we got to have money for with some things that might happen. So this idea of fearless prosperity goes kind of counterintuitive to this sort of, I don't even want to call it this, but kind of a prevailing norm. And maybe it's how we were raised as kids, that there's this, in our physical bodies, sort of a bit of a program kind of stuck there that we might call a low-level fear, or this sort of tightness in the stomach when you start talking about money, and that what-if question that predominates our thinking and speech, mainly with, what if I run out of this? What if I run out of mustard? By the way, if you're going to run out of mustard, you can always look in the fridge here because there's at least 3 or 4 bottles of it. Yeah. I actually took one home when we were running out. I thought, then I got to miss it here. But many of us grew up with this message of insufficiency. And the unfortunate thing is that maybe if we don't learn our lesson, that message gets passed on to the next generation. And so fear begets worry, that begets a materialistic approach to life. And materialism is a springboard to unhappiness, because we'll never have enough. We'll always feel fearful, insufficient, or in a state of lack. What if we lived life without fear, worry, or expecting lack all the time? What if we lived life fearlessly, abundantly, prosperously? Would we be up to that? Like this, knowing that the source, that's our source, all of ours, is full. Its waters are ever flowing. Drink your fill. They don't run dry. Yeah. Rumi was onto something here. Long time ago. That the nature of life is abundance, is sufficiency, is plenty, is enough to go around. Emerson said, man was born to be rich, or to inevitably grow rich by the use of their faculties, by the union of thought with nature. So we are designed, we have a computer chip, it's in here somewhere, okay? We are designed, wired to nature, and to accept that nature, the physical world, and what it provides for us, is going to provide abundantly for us. But we don't always have that part of our brain turned on. And he was trying to get people to turn on that part of their brain, to turn on that part that can mold and shape thought. And so we need to be tuned into nature, which is just everything around us, to be cognizant of it and to be aware of it. And this requires discipline. It requires study. It requires being willing to work on ourselves rather than just whatever happens, you know? In unity, we call it prayer. So it's attuning our natural awareness to the energy and source of all it is. And when we do that, that frees us from fear. When we know God is a source, we then live life fearlessly. Now, Emily Cady, I like to quote her a lot, wrote our first book, Lessons in Truth. She said this: all joy and strength and good spring from a fountain within one's own being. And if we only knew this truth, we should know that because God in us is the fountain out of which springs all our good, nothing that anyone does or says or fails to do or say can take away our joy and good. For those of us that have forgotten what a fountain is like, this is what it looks like. And this is what you're supposed to do in it. At least mentally. And if it were a 90-degree day, we'd probably be in there too. So it's up to us to live as if abundance flowed like this water fountain. And to have this kind of an image in our minds when we think about our finances, our physical needs. It's a fountain. And the fountain in us helps us to learn to transcend whatever fears might be there. I'm not saying that fear doesn't exist. I'm not denying that fear is not an experience. But it's up to us to learn to not let fear take us over. And we don't have to. Our author, Dennis Merritt Jones, says this: fear ultimately draws its life force from our belief in duality, a belief that we are separate and apart from, rather than one with and a part of the fundamental source of all life, all supply, all good, otherwise known as the universe. So when we're connected with the source, we don't fear stuff, anything. Because when we're in the flow, substance flows, good flows, whatever our need flows to us. Sometimes we spend a lot of time trying to figure out how it's going to happen. And if we like doing that, that's fine too. But it's going to flow. So we begin to see the oneness of our connection with life rather than sort of this duality. Because duality thinking is thinking that the spiritual realm and the material realm are separate worlds. Like there's the, the spiritual, and they use the word profane. What a lovely word to use for just nature, But thinking that they're separate. Duality is thinking that inequality, availability, and abundance is just for certain privileged people and not for me. That's dualistic thinking. Duality is thinking that who we are separate from God. Duality thinking is thinking that there are only winners and losers in life. The zero-sum approach to living. But when we give these up, we say, I'm not going to do this anymore. When we give up duality and embrace oneness, we experience fearless prosperity. Frank B. Whitney was the originator of this. For those of you watching online, this is a Daily Word, large edition. Daily Word, been around over 100 years. He said this. He said, give up the ridiculous thought that there is any reason or excuse for you to be without plenty. Cease to think of yourself as needing to go through life as an object of pity because you are shut off from supply. Rise in the majesty of your divine sonship. Learn the truth and apply the law. That sounds a little harsh, maybe? Kind of like getting in our face about our woe is me stuff. Especially if you're going through a rough time, a rough patch. What he's simply doing is calling those of us who have maybe strayed into that realm of consciousness of beginning to fear about our own prosperity. He's just calling us up to a higher level of expectation, calling us up to really understand that we're one with life. We're one with the source. We don't have to fear. So we can just sort of try this idea on for size, like we would try on a shirt or a pair of pants. Just sort of feel for it. Think of that fountain. Yeah. Rule number 1, be one with life. Rule number 2, be aware that you live in an expanding universe. Expanding universe. You imagine the next time you blow up a balloon, imagining all these stars and galaxies expanding out. Yeah, an expanding universe. He says the practice of present moment awareness invites you to mindfully see and feel the universe expanding, pushing out, creating more of itself through and all around you. The expansion of the universe. Do we think about the universe as really expanding? There was somebody that talked about this a while ago. This expansion of the universe. And really, in a way, it's an equation for infinite supply. If you think about the universe of expanding, you would think that there is more of this universe, the substance of this universe, to go around for everybody. And so if we think of infinite energy, matter, and the expansion of that, that's creation. And that means there is a supply of more than enough for whatever needs that supply. Albert Einstein wrote, it followed from the special theory of relativity that mass and energy are both but different manifestations of the same thing. A somewhat familiar conception for the average, unfamiliar for the average mind. Okay, we all know this equation, right? E equals mc squared. What we understand is that the universe is not set in concrete. And this kind of goes a little bit against the allegory of creation. The creation story, there's two of them in the Bible, by the way, two. Yeah. There's the Adam and Eve one, right? And then there's the days of creation. On day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 6, that was when we all got going. Okay. And then day 7, what happened? Nothing. That's right. Yeah, that's when the Creator took a vacation. Rested. Done, I'm done. Is that really true? Is there any truth upon which we can rely in our world is that it is constantly changing. Nothing stays the same like it was back in whatever, pick the year. Oh, and you're talking to somebody that loves nostalgia. Oh, especially music. Maybe that's okay. Cars, look at what I drive. For those of you who don't know, I drive an old Volvo. Yeah. Nothing stays the same. E equals mc squared. Matter and energy are the same thing. E equals mc squared is the equivalency of this. If you think about it, energy is equal to the mass times the velocity of light squared. It tells us that the universe is expanding. We're a part of it. We're a part of this universe expanding, including our consciousness, how we think about things. Do you think about things right now the way you did 20 years ago? I was trying not to go too far back for those of you who are younger than me. So how are we participating and cooperating with this principle? Are our thoughts in alignment with this truth? Do we view our prosperity in a sense of sufficiency and plenty and expanding, or is it just there's so much? There's just so much. Well, depending on our what's going on in here, the universe, which is expanding, but if we don't feel like expanding, if we just want to stay in the same level, well, it is a principle. You know, thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. We'll keep getting pretty much what we've always gotten. But like the expansion of the universe, our consciousness can expand. And so we need to consider maybe the possibilities. If there is this expanding universe, there is this one source of all there is. And because we're one with the source, there are all kinds of possibilities for us, things that maybe we haven't even thought of yet. And so our goal, our job, our homework is to make room inside us for greater abundance to express. Sometimes this is a gradual process, and sometimes it can just happen like that. Yeah? So what would you consider for yourself abundance expanding in your life? What would that be? Well, I'll give a simple example. Warning, this is a Studebaker example. Let's say you're thinking about your wheels. And this is your car. For those of you watching online that can't see it, this is a very small imported car covered with bird droppings. I don't know how the driver sees through the windshield of this car, unless they have very precise vision and can see through the one little spot the birds didn't get. Obviously, I'm using this image for effect. And you're thinking, well, I think I could upgrade. Well, let's upgrade. Well, maybe that was too fast. This is a Bugatti Veyron. Top speed, 256 miles an hour. That other car, 56 miles an hour. So maybe somewhere in the middle, something more sensible, like a 1951 Studebaker Champion. You know, if it's called a Champion, it's got to be a good car. I warned you it was going to be a Studebaker example, literally. Hey, these go for pretty good money today in the vintage market. And let's say you're sitting there in your 1951 Studebaker Champion, all shiny and gassed up, ready to go on a vacation. And you're thinking, oh, I'm going to go on a vacation. I got the time set aside. And, well, but you know, I'll probably just stay at places like this. Yeah. I hear some laughter because you've probably stayed in places like this before. In the far past, right? This is called a vintage motel, yeah. You drive up and go, But then you're thinking, hey, I'm one with the source. I can upgrade my lodgings. I upgraded my car. I can see through the windshield. Let's upgrade a little bit. So, yeah, we've all maybe been to these. Yeah. But maybe we could even go higher than Motel 6. Yeah, so we can really go, oh, wow, I'm becoming a big guy. So, you know, when it says quality on it, you hope it's good. I mean, you know, I have 4.3 out of 5 on Google. Yeah, I could stay here. Could go higher. I'm going to share some Studebaker wisdom with you right now. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about Henry. Henry Studebaker always would say, it only costs a little bit more to go first class. Yeah, you want to listen to Henry. Henry's with us in spirit right now. He's probably here. You know, when we're feeling connected to the source and we're expressing ourselves fearlessly, not to be confused with recklessly, okay? Don't go buying a Bugatti Veyron if it is on sale. Because there's a difference. Abundant living versus kind of crazy living. Now, if the Motel 6 is a prudent place for us to stay at, given our right at that moment available resources, there's nothing wrong with that. You can stay there. I remember this trip I went on back about 10 years ago. I was hauling Danny's brother's stuff, everything he owned, in a minivan from northern Indiana to Los Angeles. Yeah, in the winter. You know, if you're from the Midwest, don't you just love a road trip? Rest of the country, no, I ain't gonna do it, but Midwest, we're like, hey, we can do it. I rented this minivan at the South Bend Airport in the snow. Why did I rent it? That's a whole other story. But I headed down the road, and further west I got, the better the weather got. Although I got to admit, when I got about 30 miles outside of Joplin, Missouri, in the dark, it started snowing. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. But this minivan had a thermometer on it. And when the thermometer went from 30 to 33, it started raining. Pulled into Days Inn. Days Inn. Not bad. And all along the way, heading out west, got my way down to 40, Interstate 40. I was heading through Missouri down to Oklahoma. Stayed, I think, at a Super 8 somewhere. Super 8, Days Inn. I can't remember if I stayed in a Motel 6. Maybe I did. But I'm heading out there. And it turned, well, remember I told you this was in the winter, it was in February. Yeah, I saw this sign. It says rest area 3 miles. Well, actually, Flagstaff 43. Middle of nowhere. Been staying in Motel 6-ish kind of places. It was February 19th, 2015. And you're thinking, so what? It was my birthday. And I thought, you know, your father said to you, it only costs a little bit more to go first class. So I did. Yeah, baby, the Ramada Inn. It was another $10 more if I stay at the Ramada Inn than, you know, its similar competitor. Yeah. Oh, don't you love this place there? And they had a restaurant. I didn't have to go, you know, like somewhere. It was Thursday, karaoke night. My birthday, in a Ramada Inn in Kingman, Arizona. The temperature was 66 degrees. Oh, abundance. I ordered whatever I wanted. A pizza and a salad and a beer. And since it was my birthday, they brought me cake on the house. And they said, since it's just you, we won't sing to you. And I said, I appreciate that. And after listening to a lot of people attempt to sing country music, they opened it up to the floor. And I thought, well, I'm done with my dinner. I walked up there, turned to the guy, and said, do you have this song in your karaoke machine? And he said, yes. I can't sing it for you here because it's not appropriate in a church setting. But it starts out with, I met a gin-soaked barroom queen in Memphis. And for those of you who are fans of the Stones, you'll recognize that song. And I did my best Mick Jagger impersonation to all people in the room. Did the mic drop and walked back to my room and said, I am having a fantastic birthday. It only costs a little bit more to go first class. So do it every now and then, yeah? Okay? Be one with life, number one. Number two rule, be aware that you live in an expanding universe, and so it's okay to approach prosperity with a sense of fearlessness, with a lack of anxiety. Marcus Aurelius wrote this: the nature of the universe loves nothing so much as to change the things that are and to make new things like them. For everything that exists is in a manner the seed of what will be. Fearless prosperity. And now we're going to, with great confidence and no fear, sing together number 14 in the book, and it's a great song. I am free, I am unlimited.
I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now.
Thank you, Charnel and Alyssa. And we now have an opportunity to share of our treasure and our love with our ministry, Unity of Springfield. If you have an offering to share today, we are most grateful to receive it in either of the glass bowls at the front or the back of the sanctuary. You can also donate electronically by going to our website, finding the donate link. And you can get to our website by going to unityofspringfieldil.org. You can text to give at 217-335-4121 or mail a donation to our office here at 417 East Cordelia, Springfield, IL 62703. Let us now join together in speaking and affirming our offering statement together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful. Amen. And now let us pray together the prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us wherever we are. God is, and all is well. And now let us rise, join hands if you wish, as we sing, Let There Be Peace on Earth. I'm just going to open it for us. I know it's a C.
I got you.
You got it? Okay.